Hello, yes, it's me again, Hollie, and I'm here to do my instant match reaction for that draw away from home against Liverpool. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, like, and put your comments in the comment section of how you feel about that game. I must say, I was very stressed, but I am very glad that we have managed to walk away from Anfield with a point. So where do we begin? Obviously, I think we need to begin with the starting 11. We see that there was one change. Obviously, this time Decky does start and Lucas does not. I think it was because, obviously, last game we spoke about it, that I think Decky just needed a refresh. But it worked out pretty well with us. The game kicked off, and obviously I was thinking to myself, how on earth are we going to get a point from these when they press so high? And there was a lot of squeaky bum time in the kind of sense of us playing out from the back, but I think it worked. It kind of sucked them in, and then we could kind of break on the counter. It didn't work so well in the first half because there was passes going away, but we also saw from Liverpool that their crosses weren't as tip-top as they normally are, or their balls were overhit as well, and that's kind of theme of the whole kind of game for them. I felt we got to half-time and it was 0-0, and to be fair with you, I couldn't really ask for anything else from the boys. They actually turned up for once, and you were seeing that they were putting their body on the line, which also meant that it showed that they knew how much this game kind of meant in the grand scheme of things. Then we kick off the second half, and I will say right now, I didn't get to see the goal because my dad sat on the remote. But regardless, I think that is a good thing because it must mean that he gave us some luck, because Heung-min Son manages to get us on the score sheet. It was a well-worked goal, like I said. Obviously, we were kind of drawing them in and then we could exploit the space behind them. And to be fair, the Anfield box for obviously Sonny's tap-in from Session's cross, I couldn't believe how open it was. So we took full advantage of that. And then from then on in, we had about 20 minutes of trying to stop them from doing something. But then unfortunately, they managed to get a goal from DIAZ after the ball is struck from outside the box, and Bentancur puts his boot out to try and deflect, to try and stop it, but it deflects off it and goes into the back of the net. It was so frustrating because I thought the whole game we were doing so well. For them to score a goal like that, you kind of think, oh, come on. But hey-ho, it was 1-1, and then from then on in, we had a couple more chances, and I think the biggest chance of them all was when we were in acres of space. The ball comes in from all people, Harry Winks, and I'm just going to put a side note here. When Harry Winks came on, I thought we were losing the game, and I do feel very bad because Harry Winks does put a cross in that meets the head of Hojberg in acres and acres of space. There's literally no one behind him. He's got the goal directly to his left, but he sees Harry Kane and he heads it across goal, but there is a defender in the way. And you think to yourself, mate, could have won us a game if you directed it towards the goal, or at least made the keeper work. And then that was pretty much it. But hey, I can't be too disheartened. It means we are only 1 point behind Arsenal. And in the grand scheme of things, when you look at it, if they stuff up tomorrow, we're still only 1 point behind them. But then if we go to North London Derby and we do them over, that means we are 2 points ahead of them. And then obviously we have to win our next two games. But it puts us into the driving seat, which I'm not too sure about, because obviously it's nice when Arsenal play after us because the pressure's on them, but that is kind of the running for the rest of the season. So who knows, top four might not be written off. I'm just so glad that we managed to get something at Anfield, because I think if we didn't today, we could have kissed top four goodbye. But luckily for us, we haven't, so the stress continues. Don't forget that Hotspurs Live is back on Monday to dissect everything that happened in that game, and I'll tell you now, it's going to be a long one, so make sure you tune in for that. And until next time, come on you Spurs.